Hi, and welcome to episode 6 of How to Work When No One's Watching, the Home Edition. I'm Ellen Goodwin. I'm a productivity trainer, speaker, and author, but most importantly, I am your guide through this 10-part series of how to work when no one's watching, mostly when you're working at home. So today we're going to look at a topic that is near and dear to everyone's heart, and that is procrastination. So this is today's question. I never used to procrastinate at work, and now I find myself putting things off all the time. How can I stop procrastinating? Well, this might be a situation that you find yourself in as well. And there are lots of different kinds of procrastination, and there's lots of different ways to deal with it. So today, we're going to look at a bunch of different ways that you can get going and stop procrastinating. Now, the first thing we need to remember, and we've talked about this before in earlier episodes, is your mind, your brain. Your brain's default is comfort. It just wants you to be in your comfort zone. And a lot of times when we procrastinate, that's because we want to be in the comfort zone. It's much more, comfortable to be there than it is to be doing something work-related, something that might stress you out. Comfort zones are there for a reason, but you've got to get out of them if you want to get over procrastinating. So one of the things that you have to do is you have to get started. And getting started can be really the hardest part. So you make it easy. And you can make it easy by not having to make choices. We talked about it earlier, rolling the dice to pick a job. Well, a similar thing you can do is just write down everything you need to do on slips of paper and then fold them up, put them in a bowl, put them on a table, pick one and do your task. All right, you don't have to choose, you just have the slips of paper. A similar thing you can do is what I like to call pin the to-do on the wall. It's a little bit like pin the tail on the donkey, but pin the to-do means you're going to write each thing that you need to get done, right? One on a sticky, one on another sticky, all the things you need to do, put them on a horizontal surface. Now it could be a whiteboard, it could be a door, it could be a wall. Close your eyes and pick one. And whatever one you pick, that's what you are going to do immediately. Now, yes, you could make it a little more interesting and spin around, but make sure you have someone there to point you to the slips on the wall so you don't end up pulling a page off your calendar. Another thing you can do is you can write down what you need to get done, have your kids pick it. Yeah, they're home right now. Have them point to a task and you have to do it. And since the kid has picked it, you're now accountable to them. You can get it done, get started. Okay, another way you can get started is with your trusty timer. All right, you're just gonna set a timer for 5 minutes. That's it. Start the timer and away you go. And you only have to work for 5 minutes. And as we've discussed, chances are, once you get started, you're going to keep going. So use your timer. You can also set a timer just as a parameter for a task. Because a lot of times what happens is we fall victim to what's known as Parkinson's law. And Parkinson's law says a task will expand to fill the time available for it. So if you've got a task that's only going to take, let's say 10 minutes, but you're putting it off because in your head you think it's going to take an hour. Well, if you give it an hour, it's going to take an hour. But if you set a timer for 10 minutes, chances are you'll get it done in those 10 minutes. The key here is don't let tasks expand to fill their time. Just do them in the shortest amount of time possible. All right, the next thing you can do is you can be organized. Organized, I know that sounds huge. Oh my God, I have to be organized. No, I don't mean it like that. I mean, be minimally organized with 2 different types of lists. The first list is your to-do list. And ideally, you put together your to-do list the night before so that in the morning when you come to your office, your dining room table, wherever your office might be now, you already have this list. There it is. Boom. You know what you're supposed to jump in and start doing. This is important because if you come to your desk in the morning and you start to write down what needs to be done, that becomes a moment of choice. We talked about moments of choice in the episode 1. Moments of choice are those moments when your brain can just jump in. You know, you've gone from, let's say, getting ready to work, and now it's time to work, but there's that moment of choice where you need to write down what you're going to do. And this is the moment where your brain can take over, and all of a sudden it's 11 o'clock and you haven't even started a to-do list. But if you have your list from the night before, you put it together the night before, there is no moment of choice. So ideally, put a list together the night before of what you want to get done. And it doesn't have to be a to-do list in a normal form, a traditional form. You could do an outcome list. You know, I want to get these 5 things done today. That's fine. But put some lists together for what you want to get done the next day. The second kind of list you should always have is what I call the backburner list. And a backburner list is one that will start the day as a blank page or a blank document. And as you go through the day, especially when you're focusing, things are going to come up that you think of that you need to take care of. Ooh, yeah, I was supposed to make that call, or oh, I was supposed to send that email, or oh, I have to remember to do this. Now, ideally, your brain would love for you to do those things immediately because it becomes a moment of choice. If you're focusing on something and this thought comes up, oh, that's a moment of choice. I should make that call right now. That is going to derail any sort of productivity you're having. So instead, you take that idea that just popped up in your head, and instead of acting on it, you act by writing it down on your list, on your backburner list, or in your backburner document. But you just write it down. Okay, you've acted on it. So your brain is happy about that. But you haven't derailed your productivity. You're not procrastinating on what you're supposed to be doing, and you haven't lost that thought. So have a to-do list or an outcome list that you put together the night before, and have a backburner list that you put together during the day as new ideas come up. All right. It's the 5th thing. I didn't tell you they were numbered, but the 5th thing that you can do is when you have things that are way too far away. You've got goals, you've got projects that they're not due this week, they're not due this month, but you know, they require you to be working on them every day or in increments. And it's so easy to put them off. I like to liken it to, hey, I want to lose 10 pounds, but look, there's a donut here today. I'll eat the donut and I'll work out doubly hard tomorrow. My goal of 10 pounds, too far away. So the key is to keep whatever your long-term goal is, you want to keep it in front of you all the time. And you do that by tracking. So here's a tracking chart I've been using for like the last 5 weeks. Oh, here we are. It's not scientific, it's not crazy, but it is a thing that keeps me on track for 4 things that I'm working towards. I get a sticker. Holy cow, a sticker. Yes, I am a grown adult and I am getting stickers. And you know what? It works. I am staying on track towards my long-term goal by keeping the actions that I need to do every day, keeping them in front of me so I get a sticker. I'm tracking what I need to get done. So then the 6th thing that you can do with procrastination is what we're going to deal with tomorrow. And it's distractions, because distractions are like the number 1 reason we end up procrastinating. Distractions, disruptions. I don't have to tell you that they're everywhere. So for today, just look at how you're procrastinating. Are you having trouble getting started? Are you not organized? Is your goal too far away? Look at how you're procrastinating and then react accordingly. For those of you that want to read ahead from the class, you can get my book where I go through 4 different chapters on procrastination. And there's lots of ways that you can deal with procrastination. We just touched on the surface. So if you have questions about procrastination, you know what to do. Hit me up. ellen@ellengoodwin.com. If you have a question you want to see answered in this series, hit me up. Subscribe to the channel and be here tomorrow when we're going to talk about distractions. Thanks, and I'll see you here tomorrow.